There are some rules you need to remember as a clown. No smoking, drinking, cursing, chewing gum, and never appear in public in partial clown.
Hello, I'm freaking out.
The Morning Stream. We're not toys, we're action figures.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It is the morning stream for January 27th, 2025. This month is quickly leaving us.
Drawing to a close.
Very fast. Like, to the degree that it's almost a little scary. We got Vegas coming up, and it feels like...
I know.
There's so much to do. So much to do.
My to-do list is for Vegas is humongous.
Yeah, Brian and I have very different to-do lists for the event. When you're on the ground at the event, anytime you're having fun, you have Brian to thank. All right, okay. Because he's planning all these rad things that we're doing on the ground.
Yeah.
And all my stuff is, oh my gosh, how are tickets going to look? Oh no, what is in the swag thing? Those guys are delayed. Shoot, let's do it over here. But that's $1.50 more per piece. Ah! When I'm done, it's a big relief. That's when Brian's relief goes from stress like, to worse, and then you're yeah. It's a fun little exchange that we've given ourselves with this thing, but it works out good.
It is.
Anyway, that's coming up quick. Hey, you guys, what's up? I hope you're all having a decent, whatever you're doing on a Monday, I guess. I don't know. What are you doing on a Monday, Brian? You just hanging out, doing a show? I mean, what are you doing?
Just hanging out, doing a show, and do a little freelance. I haven't mentioned this, but I've added Uber to my rideshare quiver of arrows.
Oh my!
So there was a new one that showed up in Denver a few months ago, and it's called Denver Co-op, and it's like basically it's owned by the drivers, and they developed the app, and basically the drivers get 80% compared to like Lyft and Uber, where you get 55 or 60% of the ride, what people make, or what people pay. Yeah. With this one, you get 80%, and because of that, they're even able to make the rides cheaper. But not enough people know about it, so it's like, all right, so I'll turn on Denver Co-op and Lyft, and I'll still get Lyft rides before I get Denver Co-op rides. I thought, well, you know what? There's a big new influx. There'll be times that I turn on Lyft and I don't get anything for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and it used to be instant. And I'll pull up a thing that says, show me nearby drivers. And it looks like I'm in the middle of a hive. Like I screenshotted one I can show you.
Oh, Let's yeah. I'm curious about that. I was always wondering about this one. There's a lot of people in an area and there's many, many, many rides. I assume that you're put into some kind of queue or something. Is that how that works?
Yeah. Basically it finds the person from the location. It says, okay, here's the closest available driver. So I'm the blue dot. Keep in mind, this is like just a couple mile radius right there.
That's chaos. You're this little blue dot that's covered by a car.
I'm the blue dot in the center, basically. and that's not all drivers. That's available drivers, right? Like anybody who's currently giving a ride is not being shown in there, but
there's Brian covered by another car. That's fantastic.
Like a car on top of me.
Yeah. How come some are black and some are white? Is there a reason for that?
Those are Uber Deluxe or whatever
the fancy ones.
Like if you've got a vehicle that's newer than 5 years and it's black.
Yeah.
And it's a little more comfortable, then you can charge a little bit more for rides on that.
Wait, is that a requirement? It has to be black? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be black.
To be black or really dark gray or something.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
So when I started doing that, I'm like, you know what? Let's add Uber to the thing here, and that way. And I for a long time have been like, no, I'm not. I don't have the bandwidth, the mental bandwidth to keep two apps open. Oh, accept a ride in here. Turn this one off really quick. Go back and forth and stuff. And now it's like, yeah, heck with it, because basically when I want to drive, I've got 2 or 3 hours. It's like, all right, I'm printing something. I'm waiting to hear back from a client. Let's knock out 2 hours, 3 hours worth of driving.
Sure.
And so I want rides quick, and I want when I'm done with one ride, I want the next one. So I added Uber, and since I would say 90% of my rideshare driving has been Uber, and 90% of my Uber driving has been deliveries.
Oh,
like Uber Eats.
I didn't realize. Okay, I thought those were all separate things. I didn't realize it crossed over.
No, when you and I didn't even. I mean, I can turn it off, but when you get approved for Uber and you say, "Okay, yeah, I'll drive," unless you turn it off, you're automatically going to get Uber Eats.
I didn't know that.
Right.
That makes sense, right? Because they tap into the same driver pool and not have to have separate things. Yeah. All right.
So yesterday I ended up in College Town, Boulder, Colorado. And I took a couple people up to Boulder, and then from that point on, it was about 14 Uber Eats deliveries. And let me tell you something about the weather we've had recently. We've had snow and freezing weather.
Yeah.
And so what we've got is what we affectionately call cookie dough snow, which is like this snow that is still powdery, but if you stomp your foot in it, you leave a footprint. Right. But it's still underneath that is a layer of ice, black ice. Yeah. And in Boulder, in the what's called the Hill District, there's a hill that all these houses are on. And you get on one of those roads and your tires try to catch in that cookie dough snow on top of the black ice, and you're just spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
The Kia Soul does not have four-wheel drive. No. And
front wheel, though. You get the front-wheel drive. That helps.
I have front wheel, which definitely helps. Yeah. But there were times I was like, yeah, I'm not getting any further up this road, so I'm just going to kind of back up, turn, go back out to the next road, and then try and hit it from a different direction. And I had to do that a couple times. One time I actually got stuck, and a couple guys came by in a plow. The plow didn't have their blade down for some reason, but that's probably because they don't want to like push snow on all the other cars. But they happily hopped out, helped push my car out. And then as I was leaving the neighborhood and in a place where I could do it, I saw a couple women, college students who were having the same problem. So I hopped out and I said, I'm paying it forward. And I hopped out and I helped them out. So.
Yeah, it's great. Do a little bit of karma restock is what you're doing there. I like that.
Exactly. But let me tell you really quickly about Uber.
Do it.
and doing Uber Eats.
Do you have to do the two lights, by the way, so people know that you're doing both? Okay.
No, I've just got the Lyft light. Uber hasn't sent me a light. Or stickers for that matter, and I don't think anybody cares. I think they see a car pull up, they look at the license plate, it says "cover me," they get in the car.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
That's
pretty
a great.
standard.
That's actually a really cool thing that you have that, because then it's just easy to. I'll be the guy with that, and you'll be like, "Oh, there
exactly."
it is.
And then they just see it, and it's like it shows up in the app. It says, "Oh, somebody's shown up with a cover me license plate." Great, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
Everybody orders you get your Jimmy John's, your Wingstop, you're this, you're that. I had to do deliveries for all that stuff yesterday. Everybody orders a stupid drink.
Ugh.
And if you don't have enough cup holders in your car, what do you do, right? Like I had to pull down the backseat cup holders because I ended up where I had 4 or 3 deliveries, each with a soft drink, and then I had my own coffee. And so I'm like, all right, reach in the back, pull down the middle armrest with a couple cup holders in there. I'm like, okay, what's first? All right. Oh, Barrett and his medium Sprite and his Wingstop. All right, here's his Wingstop. There's his medium Sprite. Take it up to him. And
wow. Yeah. I know when you do multiples, some places will send you with a carton style drink holder, and that's great for those. But if you're doing a single order, that isn't an option. I'll bet there's some kind of you go to Amazon somewhere and find one of these 8 slot things, and I'll bet these Uber Eats people are just buying
they probably
one of those.
Do. And that's what I need to pick up is just something cheap. Somebody's suggesting I 3D print. It's I could probably pick it up for cheaper because it needs to be a pretty big device or big
it's a lot
holder.
A lot of filament.
It would be a lot of filament and stuff. But yeah, one of the places I had to stop was 7-Eleven because somebody ordered 2 30-ounce Coke Big Gulps and an Arizona iced tea, and the guy behind the counter hands me the cardboard carton with these things in it, and the drinks are only going about an inch into this cardboard thing, and they are freaking top heavy, and so just even taking it out of 7-Eleven is oh.
That's intense.
totally ticked me off. It's like, stop ordering drinks with your Uber Eats.
Yeah, go. I mean, I get that they just don't see the back end, right? The whole point is that you order a thing, it conveniently comes to you, you pay more for the convenience and you tip and all that. But that's a big gnarly ask to go into a thing. Like if you have somebody say, I needed the biggest Coke Slurpee they have. That sucks because you're not yourself doing. You're pouring it yourself. Like no wonder some of those people are tempted to like stick a dirty hot dog in there or something like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Right. Or take a drink of your milkshake or whatever. The other thing is car seats are at an angle always.
Yeah, they are.
And even if you get that little cardboard holder, you put the little cardboard tray on there, and all the drinks go to the side. So.
Yep, and if they're not sealed real good, you're going to have a little bit of Coca-Cola on your CD.
You totally are. Yeah, one of the deliveries was some flowers for some lady, and there was some water that came out of the side of the flowers because the little cardboard thing they were in puts it at a side. Yeah, I'm looking at some drink caddies and carriers and things on Amazon. $15. There's no way I could 3D print something that would be cheaper than that. So
well, how picky do you get? How picky can you as the driver get with like, all right, this one's McDonald's, they bag everything up, it's easy. This one's 7-Eleven. Can you be picky and say, well, I'm not doing the 7-Eleven one? Okay.
Yeah, I can say no to some. Like it'll tell me. Oh, will it tell me what restaurant I'm picking up from? That's a really good question. I don't know. I'll
see, if it doesn't tell you, that's tricky, isn't it? Because that's them saying, we don't want them to know too much about where they're going to get this.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really interesting question. I don't know. Huh.
Interesting. Well,
yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you haven't. So no major spills yet, though, is the point.
No major spills and no fun stories of things to tell yet. I'm hoping now with the addition of Uber, like how long before that's just all I'm doing. It's just,
well, you're
hopefully a long time. Hopefully never.
I would hope that I would be happy to know Brian Ibbett was my Uber Eats guy. I always
I'm not going to dig my fingers into your wings.
Exactly. There's always a little piece of me that says, because I didn't do the top tip, is there a possibility this guy is going to be? Right. Is there a possibility that somebody calling himself Jesus, Monkeypants or whatever, is he going to be mad at me? And then dip his, like you say, dip his finger in a Frosty or whatever.
Stick his finger in the Frosty. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I did yesterday. It was like because I was doing this. It was right around lunchtime, and I'm like, God, I'm hungry, but I keep getting these delivery things. So one of the orders is Jimmy John's, and I'm like, oh, freaky fast. So I go in there and say, yeah, I'm here to pick up an order for Gus. Also, give me a turkey tom.
Yeah, you can get it while you're out. That makes sense. Right?
It took no time at all. Like by the time I had his drink filled up, because I have to go fill up his drink, my turkey tom was ready, and I ran out and did the delivery.
I don't know what they're doing at Jimmy John's on the speed thing. It's insane. It doesn't seem right.
It is insane. Yeah. They need to once you're done working at Jimmy John's, you need to go work for the cable company.
Yeah, you'll say we'll be there between 1 and 4 and show up at 1. You'll be there at 12:55 is what you'll do.
And you'll be done at 1:05.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? That'd be great.
Would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. We also so just since we're on the topic, I decided to give Jersey Mike's another shot.
Oh, that was quick. I didn't think you'd go back to Jersey Mike's that quick.
I thought it was going to be a lot longer, but also I was avoiding all chicken, so I didn't get chicken.
Yeah,
but I got a cold sandwich, very good, Mike's Way, all that stuff. It was great. No problems. Woke up this morning feeling the spry and everything's good. But this is funny because we're now doing Grubhub if we ever use it. We barely use these at all, but when we do, we're using Grubhub now instead of DoorDash because Grubhub, their thing that usually is like $12 a month to get cheaper rates, waived fees, all that stuff.
Oh, right.
That thing is free if you...
The Grubhub Club or whatever it is.
Yeah, Grubhub Club I think is what they call it, I think. Anyway, that's free if you have Amazon Prime now. So we're like, well, why are we paying DoorDash's version of this? Let's just do Grubhub. Yeah. So we did. And I like their app a lot better, and there's a lot of reasons I like Grubhub better. But anyway, we ordered it, and there's an option on there. It said, if you want this this will come to you between 25 and 35 minutes. Mm-hmm. Or for $1, between 20 and 30. Meaning 5-minute savings. Okay? For $1. Now, that's fine, but in my head I'm going, well, It's 5 minutes. I don't care. So I'm not going to pay the $1. It got there. It got to us in like 8.5 minutes.
Without the $1.
Without anything. Without paying anything. So what ended up happening is I got it so quick, and I know it's not necessarily the driver who got it here quick, although I guess he's part of the cogs in the clockwork. So I said,
yep.
Well, and he's getting a better tip. So I gave him that extra $1.50 or whatever it is on the thing. But it was fine. I just am here to tell you that if you have a bad chicken experience, and it's hard to go back. It turns out as you get older, it's a little easier to go back. When I was younger, I'd be like,
New Jersey Michaels is so good, though, it's hard not to go back.
New Jersey Michaels. It's always New Jersey Michaels method that you want on there. Yeah. Isn't that what we called it? The method? Can't remember.
The method. Yeah, so the New Jersey Michaels method.
I think that's what it was. Also, some quick advice for folks who get like a new ISP. We did that a month and a half ago now. We moved over to T-Mobile for our house stuff. Yeah. Been great. Yeah. No complaints, no issues. Been wonderful. Paying like half the money. It's been great. Nice. It is a pain though if you have a bunch of we have a bunch of Wise cameras, security cameras, including a doorbell, a bunch of ones all around the house. Now, I'm sure some stuff, probably the Rings have, I don't know because I've never owned a Ring, but I'm assuming some of the ones you pay more money for have probably an easier transition. If you change an ISP, there's probably just tell the app that the ISP changed, tell it what it changed to, and then bam, you're done. The Wise. And
when you say ISP changed, I mean, did you also change your network name?
Well, yeah, because the device we got. Yes. So we didn't duplicate password and name. We just started over. We could have, now that you say that may have been the easiest thing to do. We didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's what I do. Is if we get a new router, because I've done that a couple times. That's why my current password for Wi-Fi in the house ends with the number 14, because that's the year that I changed the password last.
I get you, dude. I get you. We're not going to talk about what year that was, but that's the year. So I don't know. I took it all as a fresh start, but now that I think about it, I probably could have saved myself some time. I know I could have saved myself some time if I'd done this. But I waited forever, and that was the other problem, because it wasn't simple, and I'd get in the app, and it's all confused, and it doesn't know where it's connecting, and I'm like, it's a pain. I'll do it tomorrow. I kept putting it off. And then as Kim's about to leave for her trip with her siblings, she goes, hey, why don't we get that camera shit worked out while I'm gone? And I went, oh, yeah, let's do that. Okay. So yesterday, it's a Sunday, don't have a lot going on.
Yeah.
You can chill a little bit. I thought, I'll take some time to do it.
Yeah.
Here's the tip. Don't bother. Just treat everything like it's new out of the box. It's much faster. If you're dicking around with it for hours, you're going to be mad at yourself. All you need to do is hold down the reset buttons.
Exactly.
Ready to pair. Bloop. Ready to go.
Start over for sure. Yeah.
I was done in 5 minutes once I accepted my fate. Then it was fine. So everything's good now. We have cameras blaring, security, catastrophe averted here at the Johnson compound.
Good.
Also, some quick thoughts on Conclave. I watched it.
Oh, yeah, good.
We don't have to wait 7 years or whatever for me to see a movie.
Didn't have to recruit John to suggest it.
Yeah, it didn't have to finally happen through a whole other show. None of that. It's a thing I was very interested in seeing. It's totally up my alley. So I sat down, watched it, and I think Conclave is awesome. It's awesome, though, in ways... I mean, you kind of told me, but I wasn't quite prepared for them being able to take what is essentially a very boring, procedure-based, religious tradition thing with some infighting and the votes and the whatnot, but it's none of it is like...
liberals and the conservative popes fighting.
Yeah, pope infight, cardinal infighting, trying to all be pope, and who wants to be what or whatever. Like, I didn't expect that to be so riveting, because it really, in the wrong hands, isn't. Like, this is boring. Yeah. If anyone else, I don't know, this director, he did All Quiet on the Western Front. I think he's a German director, I think.
Okay.
He took what I think is mundane and dry as hell and turned it into one of the most nail-biting, freaking tense things I've ever seen.
Compelling.
It's so good, dude.
You would not expect it. And Isabella Rossellini is
fantastic.
Like commands the screen every time she's on.
Yeah, she was great. It took me a hot second to remember it was her because they
I'm putting her back in my list
because the nuns have all their makeup removed and all that. Putting her back on your list.
Putting her back on my list.
Yeah, she's great. Ralph Fiennes is great. Everyone's great. Nobody's bad.
Really good in there. Yeah, there's nobody bad in that thing. Freaking Stanley Tucci and oh man,
they're all so good. Tucci gives. I mean, he doesn't ever phone it in, but my gosh, his performance is strong every time he was on. And there's also this other thing at play. The music choices and sound design in general, freaking brilliant for what this material is. Like, it's almost like this should be, it was almost like a horror movie approach.
Yeah.
To it. And some of you are at home being very sarcastic about, well, it's the Catholic Church, it is a horror movie. I get it. We're not here to talk about that. But
sure.
And this
voting process though. The music that you hear during the whole voting process is like there's no talking. They're all just kind of writing on the thing.
It's like these weird moments. And then they have this thing, the sound works crazy. I've never thought that it would be okay for me to want to hear Ralph Fiennes breathing a lot. But they do this thing, you probably noticed it even more in theaters. Where all his grunts and breathing patterns sped up when he's stressed, slowed down when he's just thinking.
Yeah.
Every creak in the floor, they have this stuff as part of the sound work. And normally people breathing would drive me crazy. It's like a podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
But having Ralph Fiennes do that and capturing that stuff just created so much tension. It's freaking PG-13. When's the last time a PG-13 movie got nominated for Best Picture?
Right. Good point.
It's freaking rare, you know? I mean, I guess it's not that rare, but like Dune 2 is PG-13, I guess, and Dune 1 was, but
sure.
You have your big, popcorn movies that make it in, but these artistic kind of artsy-fartsy ones, they almost are never PG-13.
Yeah.
No one's cussing. No one's dropping F-bombs, although I love seeing a cardinal in a stairwell smoking on a big old cigarette, man. That's a fun thing to see.
I know, it's great, yeah.
Dude, that movie's great. You were 100% right, and it jumped to the forefront. I mean, I haven't seen everything you've seen, but I kind of hope it wins.
For me, it is my expectation for Best Picture, and Anora would be my second choice, and I'll let you know when that's. Right now, it's Pay to Rent. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I looked for it the other night. Couldn't find it other than Rent and Buy. There was something else that was Rent and Buy that I wanted to catch, and I can't remember now. Anyway.
So good.
Good year for movies. All right.
It really is a good year for movies. I've been watching the new Bjork Apple Live music thing.
Oh, how's that?
That's been my like filling time, or like, all right, I need to sleep. I'll watch a couple Bjork songs. It's just, she's so nuts, man. She's so wacky, and she's got this mask on her face where she looks like Nia Nub flying the Millennium Falcon and she moves like she's a marionette. It's really, really kooky, and she's like, it's all for the greater good.
Is that my Finnish neighbor sounds like her, so it's funny.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they all kind of have that voice, but that's great.
The morning stream.
Yeah, no, I can't get that out of my head now. We got to get to that Death Star.
Exactly. But that said, it's a visual treat. I mean, this is like Icelandic Cirque du Soleil watching this thing.
So it's new. This is now.
It's brand new. It's brand new, and it's only on Apple TV for a month. So it's really it's come and go pretty quick.
So is it like a concert thing or a episode?
The live concert.
Right.
And I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, and there's only been 2 songs that I recognize. I think it's a lot of newer stuff that I haven't kept up with her, but like Post, and Post was such a great album. Human Behavior and Isabel and
Post was the best, though. That was the best album. Post was.
That was the best album.
I agree. Very good stuff.
So I'm hoping that we get, Venus as a Boy or Human Behavior, or as I get to the end of this concert. But it's pretty dang cool.
One day she'll take on her final fairy form and fly back to the Feylands, and
I know.
Get ready to roll initiative. So good luck.
For sure. Yeah.
One final note. Greg from Texas would like the floor. He says this in a text. Some ammo for the door-to-door folk, meaning the sales, soliciting thing that we talked about yesterday or Friday, Thursday, whenever it was. Says soliciting is asking, not selling. You can ask for a signature or ask you to buy something, all soliciting, he says. So I didn't realize, I didn't really think about the meaning of the word. I just associated with it.
Soliciting, yeah.
Yeah, but it means, to solicit means to inquire. Right?
Yeah.
So I come to your door and go, would you like carpet cleaner? That's soliciting.
Right. That's soliciting. It's still selling, but yeah, you get it. I mean, you know what? It's the first solicitor that comes to the door and I say, oh, sorry, we've actually got this no soliciting sign. Oh, well, I'm just asking.
You say that's the definition of soliciting,
sir. That's the definition of soliciting, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. and then you take their carpet cleaner and squirt it in their eyes.
Right in the eye, yes.
That's my plan. All right, we're going to have a little Monday half-asses, and to do it, we have to have a pinch hitter. Randy's coming in. Yeah. We got Dunaway out with a meeting. He had a work thing to do.
That's right.
When this happens...
Randy, jump into the half-asses game, Randy.
Hop into the Andy, Randy. Oh, look who it is. It's Randy PK Jordan joining us. Hi, Randy. How are you?
Good morning stream. I'm well. I am making new friends, and I just want to tell you the experience has led me to really appreciate old friends. Friends I've already got. And I just want you two to know that, because what's happening is I'm playing Overwatch and I'm doing well, and so complete strangers are sending me friend requests, and I'm accepting them, and then hopping into a game with them, and oh my gosh.
Yeah. Doing like voice and everything, like really hanging out with these people?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And like sometimes it's cool and everything, but a lot of the time it is there's an unfriending in the next day.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep your friends close and your trolls closer. I don't know what that means.
Hey, noob, go block the back area. We keep getting taken out.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like in those matches going, guys, I worked down the hall from that entire team?
Right. No, actually, it's quite kind of the opposite. But I'll tell you what I do feel like saying, and I'm going to say this to everyone listening. Replace the battery in your fire alarm, in your smoke detector.
Okay.
Go replace that battery. Okay. What do you think? What are you thinking?
All right.
How are you living with that thing beeping?
No, that's good advice, generally speaking.
That's good advice, yeah. What were you on with somebody last playing Overwatch where their battery was, or their smoke alarm was going off?
All the time. Seriously, if you get into voice chat with strangers, about 20% of the time, somebody's got a battery and a smoke detector beeping.
Nice.
Damn. Well, yeah, I'm also a big fan of replacing those things, and do them early so you don't have to dick with them in the middle of the night. That would be my advice.
Yeah. Sure.
Randy, I still don't see in the game.
Jump into the game. Yeah, you're not in half-asses yet. Log in, please.
Says waiting for player to catch the parakeet.
Please to log in.
Which, if that's like a mine, if it's a mine reference, then that means if the parakeet doesn't log in, does that mean that the oxygen is sucked out of the mine? I forget how that works.
Well, we won't know if there's any poison.
That's right. We can't have that.
Yeah,
we can't have that.
Canaries, I think it was the.
Yeah, I think. Canary. That. Yeah, it's not a parakeet. What am I saying?
Right.
Who are the birds? What are the ones that can do like R2D2 perfectly, like? Perfect R2D2 impressions. What are those birds?
Like macaws or
I don't know.
Starlings.
Starling, that's it. Starlings, if you listen to a trained up starling, you're going to lose your effing mind and think that birds are here to destroy us. Like, I'm pretty sure all of the things about birds being drones or birds are going to kill us, I'm almost 1,000% sure that starlings are the problem. They're so scary. All right, he's in, it looks like. This is good.
All right, excellent. You guys are ready. Let's go ahead and do this. Let me explain how it works. Or do you want to set me up?
No, you go ahead. Hey, okay, Brian, tell us the rules and who might win and all that stuff.
Happy to do that. Welcome to the Morning Half-Asses, a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving you two chuckleheads the answers. I'm going to give Randy and Scott a category and 6 possible answers, 3 of which are correct and 3, like me calling Scott Brian, are incorrect. Depending how confident they feel with the category, they can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses, but if any of those guesses are wrong, they get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right gets you a point, 2 right gets you 3 points, 3 right gets you 5 points. We'll figure all that out as we go. We'll add them all up at the end, and the winner will win some prizes for their contestant, a contestant that I've pulled from the Tadpool that folks that aren't able to be here live. Scott, you're playing for Ben Nelson just up the road in Loveland, Colorado.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Randy, you're playing for Andrew Heim in Sunbury, Victoria, Australia.
Ooh. Oh, excellent. It's tomorrow over there.
It is.
It is tomorrow. So he already knows whether or not he's won because to him this has already happened.
By the way, speaking of Australia, I made a comment the other day that whenever someone talks about their partner, not their wife, their husband, their girlfriend, boyfriend, but they say partner, I said something to the effect like, I don't think of you as like married or something or together. I think of it as you're going to invest in that person's, I think I said vegan startup or something. It sounds like that kind of partner. And
right.
The Australians came out of the woodwork. Tons of them all going, no.
Really?
Everyone's a partner. That's all we say here. Everyone says partner. Nobody says wife or husband. It surprised me. I didn't expect you guys to have that.
And it's taking on more prominence here, too. Like when we went to that 100th birthday party, my cousin Miles introduced us to his partner, Ashley, I think was her name, delightful woman. Mm-hmm. And that's just the term that people are using now, or that's taking on prominence here in the U.S.
It's starting
to
grow here, which is great. I have no it's like I have a zip problem with it, but I think of something else when you say it, and it's because we're not used to it here. But I guess in Australia, everyone does that, so it'd be weirder for me to say, this is my wife, Kim, and they'd go, wife? What are you, at the 1700s? Fly home. Anyway.
Don't worry. The Orange Squat Goblin's going to make us using the term partner illegal at some point. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Fantastic. Can't wait. All right, let's get to this half-asses here.
All right, let's get to it here. Man, Randy might even have an advantage here. I didn't even think about with this one, but we'll see. Your first category is Canadian Football League teams. Teams in the CFL. Which of these are real? Which of these are fake? You're going to click on the ones that are real. Let's see. The Quebec City Rebels. Oh, here, I'll put the names on. Quebec City Rebels, the Edmonton Elks, the Winnipeg Monarchs, the Ottawa Red Blacks, the Halifax Windjammers, the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
I'm selecting the real ones?
Yes.
You are selecting the real ones. Which are real Canadian Football League teams?
I'm choosing two because, I shouldn't tell you that. Easy. Why am I telling you that? Of course it's easy. You go there all the time. I don't know nothing about this.
I actually follow the BC Lions, which had such an up and down season this past summer. It was weird to follow a team that was so good and lost so much.
Like the Bills, a little bit. Anyway.
Did I spell? I did spell Ottawa wrong. That was my fault, not the fault of the card. The card doesn't say Moops in this case.
Well, you got their mascot right.
It is. I know, and I almost said the Red Blocks when I typed it. I said, oh no, that's an A, because they're using that funky A with the line on the side. Anyway, let's see. Randy chose the Ottawa Red Blacks, the Edmonton Elks, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I'll give it to you, Randy, if you can tell me what the Edmonton Elks was called before they changed their name.
Hold on. Yes, I can do it. No, I can't. I don't know. They were the Eskimos?
They were the Eskimos.
Oh,
that's exactly right. Yeah, the Edmonton Eskimos, and they changed it. All three for Randy: Red Blacks, Elks, and Tiger Cats. Scott had the Rebels and the Monarchs.
You know where I went bad? First of all, I know nothing about Canadian football. Secondly, Quebec City Rebels, the way you spelled rebels up there, I thought that was a giveaway.
And it is, and that is a team in the La Ligue de Football de Quebec. So in a separate league, not in the Canadian football, the Quebec City or Quebec City Rebels they are in another team. The Monarchs, by the way, are the hockey team, and the Windjammers are basketball.
And Winnipeg has the greatest mascot ever, the Blue Bombers. That is awesome.
It's pretty good.
Really?
I want to move to Winnipeg and root for the Blue Bombers.
Yeah. Nice. Windjammers is also one of the best SNK arcade games ever made. That's a whole separate issue. Love Windjammers. Nice. Anyway.
All right. Well, let's see if Scott can retake some points here and tie things up. Your category for number 2 is things that take less than 50 milliseconds.
How come Randy got 5, by the way? It shouldn't just be 3.
You've been listening to me explain the point structure for this game for years.
I don't think we've ever seen this happen, though.
I know. 1 right gets you 1 point, 2 right gets you 3 points, 3 right gets you 5 points.
It's just that no one's ever done it. I've never seen it. Like Randy, you broke a record today. You broke a streak.
Don't worry, we're gonna
we're
gonna definitely catch you up on this one.
All right, let's see. Here we go. Things that take less than 50 milliseconds. Which of these takes less than 50 milliseconds? A fastball reaches the strike zone. Light travels across America. A single movie frame is projected. A bee hummingbird flaps its wings. A helicopter rotor revolves once, and the human eye blinks. 3 of these take place in less than 50 milliseconds. 3 of these take longer than that. So if you just sort these by which ones take the least amount of time and which ones take the most amount of time, you'll have it. You'll totally have it.
All right.
I'm only willing to go with 2 on this one.
Yeah. You guys both did 2, and you both settled on a bee hummingbird flapping its wings. Yeah, that actually is 13 milliseconds, one flap of the bee hummingbird's wings. So that is far less than 50 milliseconds. Randy chose a single movie frame is projected. Scott chose light travels across America. Guess what? You're both right.
Oh, great. Randy got 8 points.
A movie frame being projected is 41 milliseconds. And light traveling across America is 16 milliseconds. Oh, that's crazy.
I hovered over single movie frame for so long. I almost chose it. Gosh dang it.
I know very well that light moves very, very fast. But what I didn't know that I knew was just how big America is. Like we often underestimate the size of things globally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a big old continent here, you know?
Just for numbers for the other ones, a fastball reaching the strike zone, 412 milliseconds. Milliseconds? Did I say that right?
You said milliseconds.
A helicopter rotor revolving once, 100 milliseconds, and the human eye blink is 350 milliseconds.
And name the helicopter, by the way. Some of them rotate much slower.
The Apache. Is the Apache the fastest one?
That's wild to me. I would have guessed way faster than that. That's like bad lag. That's like dial-up lag. That's terrible.
Totally. That's right. Exactly. Like we see this all the time, just hovering over the little icon in Discord. Well, I'm faster than light traveling across America right now.
Yeah. Wild. All right.
Very good. All right. Let's get to question number 3. I mean, Randy's pretty much got this sewn up. You could tie if you get all 3 right, Scott, and Randy does not.
Going all in.
Question number 3. And this is more a Scott thing than a Randy thing. We might have it.
Okay.
Blue Crayola crayons. Which of these are blue Crayola crayon names? You have your choice of electric blue, cobalt blue, baby blue, cadet blue, Pacific blue, and midnight blue. 3 of these are real Crayola crayon colors. 3 of them are not.
All right. Randy was a serious crayon fiend as a child.
Yeah, me too. I don't remember much. Man, if you said these are Prism-colored pencil colors, I'd probably do better.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. All right.
And Randy also doesn't say crayon. He says crayon.
He does. He says crayon.
I just say things how they're spelled.
That's exactly right. Exactly. You should say crayon. I tried to teach my kids to say crayon in a state where everyone says crayon, and I succeeded 2 out of 3. Nick and Carter say crayon. Carter says crayon. Or Taylor says crayon. And it drives me nuts. Funny. I'm like, how can you be a mother of 2 now and say crayon?
All right, I'm going to do a really quick.
I feel like you have more than 3 correct answers here. I'm just.
I mean, they're all good. That's why this whole contest is always tricky. Brian puts in stuff that seems plausible. You know.
Yeah. Well, and let me make sure because I want to make sure this is correct. Okay, pretty sure.
Hi, Cora.
I am not seeing an incorrect answer here. So.
No, this is good. I'm glad we take the time.
I'm vetting an answer just to make sure. Okay, good. All right. So let's see. You guys both settled on Pacific Blue. Pacific Blue is correct.
Okay, dang.
Sweet.
And then you both settled on Cobalt Blue.
Yeah.
Cobalt blue apparently is not a blue Crayola crayon color. And that's the one I was surprised about. I had to look it up. You did have the other 2 right, Cadet and Midnight. You each chose Cadet and Midnight separately. But I just Googled all right, have they introduced one since the year that this game came out? And I could not find it. So.
It's the one I would have sworn by.
That's funny. Yeah.
That's probably why you were so wanting to vet it, because
that's why I was too. It's like, wait a minute, I feel like that has to be in there. But there's robin's egg blue, there's periwinkle, there's cerulean, but there is no cobalt.
No. Electric blue
there's
is
one called Violet Blue that I used a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember Violet Blue.
And by the way, electric blue, that is a real color. I used to own a Saab that was electric blue, and look that up. It was gorgeous.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite Ice House songs.
I was going to say, isn't it it is a song, isn't it?
Yeah. All over you, electric blue.
Oh, yeah, duh. That is a song. That's why I was ringing bell.
Every time was there.
My nephew's band has that song he did with, he did it.
Brother?
Yeah, Brother did it with, but it was that collab with Deadmau5 called
Oh, really?
Powder Blue. That's on that album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Haven't we? I thought we played that here. Did we not? I mean,
We probably have. I bet we have, yeah.
It's really good. I recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it. It's the KV5 album, or the Cascade Deadmau5 album that had a Brother track on it. It's really good.
That sounds so awesome.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's really good.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Congratulations going to to Randy, who helped his partner, Andrew, in Sunbury, Victoria, Australia, win these prizes. By the way, I never talked about what you're getting. Andrew, you're getting a copy of Karmazoo and Hexarchy on Steam. But Ben Nelson, you're getting what I think is as good, maybe even better, Persona 4 Golden Edition.
Hell yeah.
So all three of these games, excellent choices.
Persona
and big
4
thing.
Golden is literally $50 worth of game. Our loser won. I mean, no offense, but that is exactly what happened here today. I think that's great.
So congratulations to both of you guys. You're getting some really good stuff.
And congratulations to you, Randy. That's one of the highest scores we've ever experienced on the show.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You should take that with pride.
give me that Canadian football.
That's
It's-
I know. It's like, oh man,
The
Canadian
teams are
football game.
they're filled with your favorite former NCAA players. Like all your favorite NCAA players who just don't make the NFL, they end up playing in Canada. It's great.
Yeah. Well, are you sad? By the way, you sad about the Bills not going? I was a little bit. I was really
I was rooting for the Bills just because, change of pace, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't really have any rooting interests. Like I guess I kind of wanted the Commanders to go, but just because like the new coach, new quarterback, that kind of thing is fun.
And a nice change. Yeah.
I will absolutely root for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl just because, I mean,
Really?
I can't root for a Philadelphia
Not me.
team.
I'm so sick of the
can't.
Chiefs. I think the Chiefs need to just.
too.
I get that. Oh, now it's truly a franchise, and if they win, it'll be just like this
Dynasty.
Dynasty is what I meant.
Yeah, dynasty.
And I get that. And if you're a Chiefs fan, you're stoked. I would prefer anybody else this year.
Speaking of former college players, the Chiefs have a rookie named Xavier Worthy, who's my favorite college player from last year. So I've just, I don't know. I like the Chiefs. I like seeing Taylor Swift happy.
Yeah. Do you like seeing her? Do you like seeing her happy every 5 seconds though? Do you like that?
I know, exactly. Do we just need a picture in picture? Like just put up a picture in picture and just have it constantly on Taylor.
Yeah.
And we can see what.
Yeah. Why even bother with cutting away? Just have it sit there
need
in
to
the
start
corner and.
Taking bets on who's going to be in the booth with Taylor. Like
What I want to know,
Yeah.
what I want to know is now that he's had a whole year to get away from them. Who does Jason Kelsey root for? Because I think he's had enough time to convert over to rooting for his brother solely. I'm sure. I can't wait to see though. Like,
All right.
Does he show up to the Super Bowl wearing an Eagles jersey? I don't know.
If they call Patrick Mahomes the GOAT during this thing, I think that what's his name from New England? I forgot his name all of a sudden. Who left?
Just Tom Brady.
Tom Brady should come out on the field, and they should have to fight it out like Street Fighter style out there.
Have a goat off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not like football skills. Like beat the shit out of each other and see who wins. That's what I want.
In terms of like statistical efficiency, Mahomes already is the GOAT. He is the greatest quarterback of all time.
I mean, he's real good. Don't get me wrong. He's freaking incredible. I'm just tired. I'm tired of the. I'm tired of dominating teams.
I know.
I want it to be weird every year. I want it to be like, oh my gosh, can you believe Green Bay is there again? It's been so long. Or
exactly. Or the
Bills
the
would have been-
Browns or the Dolphins or something, like surprise us.
yeah, can you imagine the Browns? That'd be amazing.
I always just want
The Browns would be surprising. as
I
hell.
always just want exciting offense in the Super Bowl. So like I would like to see the Arizona Cardinals in the Super Bowl because they have the most energetic quarterback and that kind of thing. Like I don't really care exactly where they're from unless they're from Philadelphia, in which case I don't like them.
No, I mean Philadelphia has its moments, but I don't care about the Eagles. All right, That's going to do it for our football talk and this ESPN episode of this game. Randy, fine time was had by all. We'll see you again on Wednesday for some recommendal time. And
yes, you will. Good luck.
Thank you for joining us. Bye now. All right.
See you, Randy. Cool.
Good luck indeed. Let us now. What time is it?
Yeah.
We got time. No,
we got 3 minutes. We could do.
Yeah, we do
maybe.
one, right? We get one.
Yeah.
It's time for the news, brought to you by.
Using a microwave steamer in the wrong way.
Okay, who's the guy that does the pissed off chef stuff? That's Gordon Ramsay, right?
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen and all that.
Yep.
He makes these things that at Costco you can buy them in semi-bulk. It's like they're little dough. They look like just little dough balls with some kind of meat in there. There's a name, I don't remember the name, but it's some kind of fancy French something. And he makes these, so what you're supposed to do is either bake them or put them in a fryer, an air fryer, and you cook them a certain way, and they're supposed to be really good. Carter goes, let's try my new steamer, because that looks like a steamed bun. And she's right. It looks like a little bao bun or something. That's the look of it anyway. So we put it in her new steamer thing she bought. You put a little water underneath it. You put it on top with these little grate things, and then it has a top, and then you microwave it. It's a microwavable steamer. And then you go do it, and then it comes out. And it came out looking like a glob of bird poo.
Oh, no, really?
It didn't hold its shape. It didn't do anything it was supposed to do. Now, here's the best part. I hate wasting food. If it's not bad, like, gone bad, I hate wasting food. So I ate it anyway.
Yeah.
And it was like eating paste.
I was going to say, if there's not, what is it, maybe an egg wash on the outside of the there needs to be something that the moisture from the steam can repel against to just steam the bun, heat it up without making it pasty and gluey. And
exactly. This thing permeated everything.
Yeah.
And it just made it into a little meat flavored paste is what it was. But I ate it. I'm going to try it different today. I'm going to try another one today. They're very small.
Try it the right way today. Yeah.
And I'll report back on how things go. Here's a quick story about peeing is contagious for chimpanzees. Okay. It's like yawning for humans, I guess, or even other animals. Right. But chimpanzees, the need to pee appears to be contagious. A study published 20th of January this year in the journal Current Biology finds that when one chimpanzee urinates, this is giving Bobby ideas for his next segment, the others in the group are more likely to pee also. The phenomenon is called contagious urination and could have could have deep involuntary roots in humans, and chimpanzees are closest relative. They say this, quote, in humans, urinating together can be seen as a social phenomenon.
It never feels like that when I'm at the sports arena and we're all peeing into that trough. It does not feel like a social occasion.
No, I don't feel. Yeah,
no eye contact, stare at the wall, no talking, just do it.
There's no human brotherhood going on in there, guys.
No,
I'm sorry, but anyway, he says this at Kyoto University. Evolutionary biologist Enya Onishi said in a statement, an Italian proverb states, "Whoever doesn't pee in company is either a thief or a spy."
Oh, geez, really?
That's an old Italian proverb.
Like,
I didn't know Italians had old proverbs. I don't know why that sounds weird to me.
I know it does. It totally does.
It's like, let me tell you,
a spy. You are not. All of a sudden, you're Russian. You are not peeing with me.
It's too much hassle to pee together with many people.
Yes,
can't
exactly.
do it. It says here that let's see, where is it? They were curious to see if they would see if it was like yawning. In the study, documented peeing behaviors of 20 chimpanzees at the Komodo something sanctuary in more than 600 hours. All right, they observed these things for 600 hours. They saw 1,328 instances of urination. They then analyzed the observational data to see if peeing was significantly synchronized over time and looked to see if urination was potentially influenced by individuals near or shaped by social factors. So I don't know that anything is definitive here, but you see dogs do this.
Yeah.
My dogs do this. They see one pee, and the others do it. They'll go pee.
Right. And they'll pee in the same spot, kind of like, oh, that's your territory. Not anymore. Yeah. I just took it. Yeah. Whoever pees last gets it.
Yeah.
Or they'll smell it and they'll immediately have to pee. Like, oh, yeah, no, I smell this and now I must pee.
Yeah. It's a little like, I don't know, it's like viral peeing. Well, not that. Yeah. It's not the right word, right? Because you could have viruses in your pee. Never.
It's contagious peeing, contagious urination. I love it.
You want to freak a kid out? Find your average 12-year-old, because they don't know this yet, and you tell them that pee comes from your blood, and their minds will be blown. They don't understand. They don't get it. But
that's why it's yellow. It's like basically like
it's filtered out of your pee.
Blood cells and
yeah. Your pee is basically put through a filter every few minutes. Now I have to pee. Does this prove their theory?
Oh, just talking about peeing makes you have to pee.
I gotta pee. I got a little bit of pee. You know what? I'll hurry up and finish this, and then you'll know what I gotta do.
Yeah, exactly. You're
just kidding. I'm not gonna pee.
Are you prepared to drink my limp water bottle?
I am going to hold it, as it were. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back from said break, it'll be time for major spoilers. Steven Schleicher here for his couple times a month. It's his last time of this month. It's Steven's time of the month. And we'll be here to have fun and talk about some cool stuff, so stick around. We'll be right back after this song. Brian, what is it?
Sure. Let's look at a band called Close Enemies. This is a band that's made up of Chasen Hampton, Trace Foster, Peter Stroud, Tony Brock, and Tom Hamilton. Tom Hamilton, multiple Grammy winner, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member, and bassist for the band Aerosmith.
Whoa.
This is a different project for him. It's really, really cool. This is a band called Close Enemies. You're really going to like this, especially if you're an Aerosmith fan, a hard rock fan. They got a brand new single. It's called Sound of a Train. Here's the band, Close Enemies.
Hi, my name is Brian. I play baseball. I like jet skiing, water skiing. If you're the girl for me, I'll run the extra mile for you. Give me a call.
What's the last thing that made you cry?
Pepper spray.
And we've come back. What was that song one more time?
That song was called Close Enemies. No, sorry, the band is called Close Enemies. Sound of a Train is the name of the new single. Just came out from Close Enemies, a band that features Tom Hamilton of Aerosmith on bass.
Gotta love that.
Great song.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
No complaints.
All right.
Complaints.
I also like Steven Schleicher. He could be in my band if he wanted. We're going to add him to the call. If I can remember that he's under major spoilers and not Steven, that would be helpful. Let me just fix that. Okay, Scott, go ahead and do that.
Right,
okay.
Fix that. Yeah.
There we go. All right, we're adding him to the call. He should be here momentarily, and let's just play his thingy.
And now welcome Steven to the show. He's a huge freaking nerd.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Hey, that huge freaking nerd is Steven Schleicher. Joins us once or twice a month on most months to talk about stuff happening over at majorspoilers.com, comic books, pop culture, TV, movies, and more. Hey, Steven, welcome back to the show.
Hello, Scott.
You got that robot slow.
You're a little robot-y. Yeah,
thing.
Sorry, Steven. You're a little robot.
Okay, hold on.
It's his drunk one. I love that one.
I do too. A little slowed down.
Yeah, that's amazing. So good.
Bhutanese passport.
How does that sound?
Much better.
Much better.
There we go.
Yeah, you sound great.
I like that you tried to fake us out by slowing down your voice.
That was good. That was great. Hey, it's good to have you here, man. How are you? How are you holding up in late January? Doing all right?
It's the second week of classes, so yeah, great. Everything's great. Everything is great.
A new batch of bright, bushy-tailed, young future leaders, and you got to.
Well, let's say a new batch. Yes, everything after that? Question mark. All
right.
I'm hoping to get a chance. I know you're not going to make it out to TMS Vegas, which really bums me out. But I'm hoping that that I can find a Kansas City listener who'd like to meet me in Hayes to have lunch with you. And also bring me a package from the Kansas City that would cost me like $300 to have shipped, but 4 hours of driving to Hayes, Kansas to meet them halfway would. But I'm hoping actually to come and see you for lunch at some point.
Hey, 4 hours. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's
not bad.
It depends on how fast you drive. Also, Colorado I-70 sucks. Just full of potholes.
I-70 does suck. Yeah. It totally
Who's
does.
in charge of that? Is that Colorado or Kansas dropping the ball? Okay.
Oh no,
Colorado.
I-70 in Kansas is great.
Really?
Yeah, but I-70 because we're Denver's we're a little bit northeast of Central, so there's a lot of I-70 before you get to the Kansas border, and it's not maintained well.
Right.
Once you get past the airport, not maintained well at all.
A mile high and bumpy road. That's their new slogan.
Exactly.
Well, Stephen, you're here. Let's talk about some stuff. Couple things. There's this question that you've got on your site. Who would win in a fight, Godzilla or the Hulk? And at first I went, well, that's silly. Of course it'd be Godzilla. But now I'm not so sure after reading this.
What do you think, Brian?
I would think Godzilla. You know why? Because I saw the movie Godzilla versus Bambi, and I feel like any Hulk, Spider-Man, Juggernaut, maybe Galactus would put up a good fight, but I think everybody else would be pretty much the same way Godzilla versus Bambi.
Maybe. What kind of radiation does Godzilla shoot out in his atomic breath?
What is it? Blue.
It's not gamma, so if it was gamma, that could be a problem, or maybe that would be a benefit for the Hulk. Or maybe the Hulk benefits from any kind of
blue kryptonite is what it is.
Yeah, don't get Superman involved. He's screwed.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry Duggan and Giuseppe Camuncoli are going to answer the question for us in April when Marvel releases Godzilla versus Hulk. Godzilla is now, rampaging through the Marvel universe. It was recently on the DC universe, and now we get a Marvel crossover. Also, apparently, Godzilla and Spider-Man are going to fight each other out too.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know how that could possibly, last more than a panel.
Yeah, I see this one right here. In fact, let's see: Spider-Man versus Godzilla, the Wall Crawler versus the King of Monsters. There's also Ultraman. Looks like. Is that who?
Yeah, Ultraman is actually in licensed by Marvel now, and has been for.
Oh wow.
I want to say like 4 years now.
And Ultraman,
it's been a while.
Those two have fought in old Japanese films, right? Okay, I'm not just making that up. It feels like I've seen him fight. Then we already kind of know the answer to that. And that feels like a stalemate. I think those two kind of nobody won one. It was more like.
No, but now Venom, like I could see the symbiote taking over Godzilla.
Oh yeah,
having like
that would be interesting.
A venomized Godzilla would be pretty cool.
That's a cool idea, dude. Actually, it's kind of cool across the board. Just symbiote everything and see how it goes.
Brian, did you ever? So there is a symbiote war coming up pretty soon between the Spider-Verse and the Venomverse. Is coming up in April as well as the two different multiverses collide head to head. But Brian, I wanted to ask you: are you part of the Marvel miniatures game on Facebook? Are you part of that group? Somebody in there, they're always painting their figures and showing them off. Somebody actually took the Fing Fang Foom miniature
and
venomized it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's really cool.
Who had to fight it though? Like what cosmic heroes?
Everybody else has to fight it.
Yeah.
In the game. There's a whole module on Marvel United Marvel United Universe that is Fin Fan Foom.
I love it. The whole universe had to join forces to fight that shit. That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, we'll have to send me a link to that.
Yeah, I'll send you an invite.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That's awesome. Real quick here, this is not anything you brought up today, but I want to just show this. There's this image of a spider on a tongue for a Boom Studios thing. This is just horrifying.
It's specifically for that reason.
Ugh.
Yeah,
man,
shoot me now.
People would freak out.
I feel like I'd lose my mind if that ever happened to me.
Sometimes we just get so many weird, like it's obviously a comic book cover. I mean, not this particular one, but sometimes you put up something and it's like Captain Marvel when she was Miss Marvel, in her one piece
70s.
Yeah. And you'll post that cover up on one of our many social medias, and suddenly this image has been taken down because of violation of terms of use. I'm like, dudes, it's a comic book cover from 1970. It's not like some OnlyFans person that's showing all of her goods off everywhere.
I do feel like there's very few images of Spider-Woman though that you can put on that won't get taken down because it feels like I'm always looking at something dirty. Okay, I can look at it. Okay, I can look.
It's
okay
never quite safe with Spider-Woman. Well, I don't know.
Sometimes I do it just to I don't know, just to
test the
aggravate,
test the waters,
to test people and to aggravate the system. So yes, so the spider out of the mouth one for the upcoming Boom titles coming out in April of 2025. That one is actually, the name of that one is Hello Darkness, which is a horror anthology that they have at Boom, written by R.L. Stine. He does some of the books, some of the stories in there. So
I wonder if the darkness is somebody's old friend. You could say, "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
Possibly.
Yeah, might happen. All right. Well, that's cool. I think that's freaky, and it freaked me out. So I wanted to at least bring some attention to it.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Don't love that. Okay, this has been the biggest story in comics in a while. I think the thing we're about to talk about. We talked about it on Daily Tech News Show with Tom, and
okay.
I was on that episode. This is like last Wednesday, and I went, if there was ever a day I needed Steven here with me, it was that day, because I know you would have had a hot take on this. But anyway, Diamond Comic Distributors has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That means restructuring potentially. What's literally what it means. What's Chapter 11 is what that means. But whether they come out of this the same or different or whatever it is, who knows? But for the longest time, Diamond was considered a scourge on the industry for basically strangle-holding the distribution of everything.
It was basically a monopoly. I mean, from about 95 and maybe a little bit before 95, but around 1995 to today, Diamond has been really the main distributor of comics in the United States and portions of Canada. And so there have been a lot of complaints because there's nobody else that you can go to, and that has led to a lot of complaints from shop owners saying, "Hey, we received damaged comics," and Diamond doesn't seem to be really excited about fulfilling those. There have been publishers that have said, "Hey, Diamond, you owe us money. You haven't paid for us yet," and things are putting us behind. But now they finally filed, and of course, COVID during the lockdown, they were basically like, "Hey, we're shutting down our factory," and I want to say that they're in Mississippi, and they have said, "Yeah, we're not coming into work, so nobody's getting their comics," which forced a lot of people to say either, "Yeah, I guess we're not doing comic books for months," or in the case of DC Comics, going out and saying, "No, we're going to actually continue to distribute comics. We're going to go through 2 other distributors," and basically in 2020 severed their connection with Diamond, which was kind of the downfall for Diamond. They haven't really recovered after that. And so under Chapter 11, they want to prevent anybody from coming in and suing them for money that is owed. And so that's complicated in itself. They have 3 different areas. They have universal distribution, which covers a lot of Europe. They're like, "Oh, no, that one's fine. There's no problem with that." So they're looking for a buyer that. Diamond Select Toys is also part of this. So the statues that people like to get, the action figures, those are part of this deal. But the big thing is, what do we do with getting comics? Yeah. And for a lot of people that are freaked out, I would say, first of all, if you're a Marvel person or a DC person or an Image Comics person, you don't have anything to worry about because they are either now with Lunar distributors or Penguin Random House, or another one that's out there that they can go through. And certainly there are some others like Boom and Archie that distribute their trades through Penguin Random House. But the bigger thing is this really impacts the smaller publishers. Anybody, like it could be a Dynamite, it could be a Titan, it could be American Mythology, it could be a number of smaller publishers that are not large enough for Penguin Random House or Lunar to take on their distribution of comics because their orders and things are so small that it's not worth those other distributors' time. And so there could be a whole swath of small distributors that go away if they can't find a way to get comics to readers.
So it's easy to just want to dive into, well, this is digital's chance to take over. It's not that simple, right? Like, I wish it was that simple. It's just not that simple.
Well,
as long as there's alternatives. I mean, to me, this is Diamond dropping the ball. They've had a 40-year stranglehold on this monopolized position in the market. And then I understand COVID changed a lot of things for a lot of people. But if they had no plan or even a reactionary plan, then this is on them. I
mean, it kind of is. But the fact that DC at the time was just like, look, we need to ship comics. And so we're going to go find another distributor, and found it in Lunar, and they had another one that was a temporary, but that one has also gone away. that was a huge chunk of money that Diamond lost just through DC. And then when Marvel kind of followed suit and say, yes, we will continue to distribute through Diamond, but we've also got Penguin Random House now, that was kind of the nail in the coffin that said, you guys are running on fumes at this point. Yeah. And yes, you're correct. There's a large part of the both comic book reader and comic book store owners, and maybe even on the publisher side, that are like clucking their tongues and saying, well, you guys brought it upon yourselves, so figure it out. But it also does introduce a big amount of stress for smaller publishers at this time.
Oh, for sure. Their website's funny because if you go to diamondcomics.com, it's like very a positive look at everything. It's like, we're great. Yeah. We've been here 40 years, 40 wonderful years, blah, blah, blah. Here's how to contact us, all that. And then they have a news section where they would normally put things like in February last year, they said Archie Comics joins Deluxe Publishing tier. June 25th, Pegamoose Press inks exclusive distribution deal with Diamond. September 5th, another similar thing with Laguna Studios. And then January 14th, 2025, Diamond Comic Groups files voluntary petition for relief under Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Yeah, so it's this Pegamoose and Laguna Studios inks. These are ones that could easily be in trouble if they can't find another means of distribution. And of course, when we talk about other means of distribution, it could be that these smaller publishers have to contact every comic book store directly and say, hey, if you want to order from us, here's how you can order from us. It could be, listen, we're only going to distribute our comics to these 10 main locations across the United States. Or, as you said, Scott, maybe this is a time where they go and look for digital media outlets. The biggest problem with that is Amazon really screwed over Comixology big time, and has for the 10 plus years that they own them. And so it's not as Comixology is not the safe haven or the Deus Ex Machina that everyone thought it would be. And so there's a lot of the reader base that simply won't go to Comixology to get their comics, which means that these indie publishers may need to now go and do their own digital distribution, a la Dark Horse, Image, Boom, DC, and Marvel, which all have their own apps. That takes time, resources, and money to do too. So this is a kind of a stressful time for many publishers, and I'm sure comic book stores as well, because are they going to now have to deal with 15 different order systems? Whereas the last 40 years, they've only had to deal with one ordering system. It's going to be a real mess if they are not able to get their debt under control or find a buyer for this.
In my opinion, it's the biggest fumble of a ball that Amazon's made with any acquisitions. And I understand it's not a giant priority for them. The priority was to control all of these outputs, and here's another one. So we have audio now because we bought Audible. We have this now because we bought Comixology, and we bought all these little things. So they're now kind of part of the bigger picture. Makes sense to me. Twitch, all that. But they blew that so hard that all we're left with now is pretty good services from both Marvel and DC. But nobody else is Marvel and DC. Everyone else has to scramble. They used to have like these little remember when Comixology would make a deal with Image or whoever and say, here's a version of our app, but it's just for you guys. They did that for a while, but when they got bought, Amazon kiboshed all that.
Well, no. So keep in mind, Comixology was owned by Amazon for years before they said, hey, we're going to merge all this in with the Kindle app and take over everything and merge it with the bookstore. They had owned Comixology almost since the beginning, to be honest. So a lot of those times when you saw the Marvel or the DC or the Image Comics apps that were using the Comixology interface, that was Amazon owned them at that time. The problem with Amazon was they were like, well, we don't want to have to, this is short form paraphrasing, we don't want to have to deal with a subsidiary company under this. We're moving it all under Kindle, and we're mixing your Kindle books and your comic books together, and we're getting rid of the Comixology interface website and mixing it in with the regular Amazon interface. And that is what pissed everybody off, and that's what caused, in a sense, Comixology to fall, was when they brought it in and made it part of Kindle and the Amazon store. But the digital interface and everything, that's been that way since almost the very beginning with Amazon.
Yeah, they can eat a poo. I'm mad at them.
Yeah, no, it does upset a lot of people. But I still buy comics through the Amazon store, and I can read them in my Kindle app. It's not really any different than it was before, except now I have, Atomic Habits right next to The Adventures of Superman, and sometimes that is frustrating.
It's just messy and difficult to use, and
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
Whoever, just, I don't know. And I'm sure that they look at that and go, well, to fix all that, it's going to cost this, and we don't think it's worth it because digital comics haven't taken off. It's like, all right.
Some people may be wondering what happens to Free Comic Book Day, because Free Comic Book Day is sponsored by Diamond Comic Distributors. Yeah. So at this time, they have said they are fully committed to supporting Free Comic Book Day. All the titles have already been announced at the gold and silver level sponsorship. The prices that stores are paying are still, being charged. But if in the next, 90 days, I don't remember how long this Chapter 11 filing is for, but, if in the next 90 days they're not able to find somebody, then it goes up in the air. Then it's going to be up to the benevolence of another publisher to pick up all the cost and shipping of those free comics.
Great. The benevolence of other publishers is an oxymoron.
I mean, I could see somebody like Marvel or Disney coming in and saying, "Yeah, we will pick it up all the cost of getting these out so that we can celebrate comics." Now, the problem is, everyone's like, "Isn't there another place that all these people could go to?" And I've already mentioned Penguin Random House a number of times. And yes, they are a huge distributor. The nice thing about them is you can get your comic books directly into bookstores. The problem is Penguin Random House, back when it used to be Penguin Distributors and Random House Distributors or Random House Publishing, now these things are merged into one. Penguin Random House is almost in the same position of being a pseudo-monopoly as Diamond is. So that is the one thing that I would caution people. Yay, Penguin Random House is going to save us. They can be almost as bad from what I hear and what I understand.
Sure.
So just be aware that comic book publishers may have given up one pseudo-monopoly for another pseudo-monopoly.
Yeah, and keep in mind the publishing business in general is weird now. It's not the same. It's not what it used to be. It's a lot of picking up scraps and also production. I don't know where most comics are printed now. I assume it's all in Asia.
So most of them, no. So it depends. Most publishers are printing in Canada, and then that comes in. So, tariffs could be a big problem. That could cause the cost of your comics to increase. Yeah. As far as trade paperbacks go, a lot of those are published in China, and those could also be affected by the tariffs.
Yeah, I don't love any of those. They're already too expensive. No. Like I already paid too much for $4.50 on average or something like that for a comic right now. Just a single issue.
So if you're paying another 25 cents on top of that, or a quarter of that, so that's another $1 on top of that for the tariffs. It's
going to drive some piracy.
50% if it's obviously, but that also puts a bigger burden on where people are publishing their comics. And the answer is, well, why not publish here in America? Well, okay, find somebody that is doing that here in America and can do it to scale quickly and easily on a weekly basis and get those shipped out. Yeah. So all of that is problematic right now for the comic book industry.
In 2018, when I was making those playing card decks, we were supposed to do everything was set to print in China, and it was all set. We had all the deals ready to go, and it was going to be this big batch and fulfill the whole thing there. And right then, tariffs were implemented. And specifically, things like card games were in this category of tariffed items. Because it was, I don't remember the specifics, but at the time it was like a list of kinds of things that were going to get tariffed. And that got tariffed. So we bailed last second, pulled it out, and made them here. And it ended up costing me, it was like a 30% increase in just cost. It was bad. But it was that, or we pay these. The tariffs were going to make it even worse. So we were just like, all right.
You couldn't.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the point. They want to force it so you do it here, but that sucked because I'd already finished the campaign. Already gotten. It was already all my models were based on how much that was going to cost us when we had done the math, and now the math changed on me. I guess that's just business, but still, I hate it.
And so expand that up, and you'll see what happens. In the coming weeks and months, if we have to start tariff wars, trade wars with people.
Whee! All right. Well, there you go.
Thankfully, podcasts like Scott are tariff free.
Yeah, we're tariff free. Exactly. We're not going to go up. They can't tell us what to do. Stick it to the man, says Brian and Scott.
That's right. Exactly.
Well, anyway, I really appreciate the deeper look at this, and I don't know if it ends up coming up again for any reason, diamond down the road. We should try to get you on one of those DTNS days. I think Tom,
definitely.
That show would have really benefited from your insight. It is Steven Schleicher. Of course, all things Major Spoilers at majorspoilers.com. Is there anything on the site right now going on that you'd like people to know about?
Man, let me plug a show. 2 weeks ago on the Major Spoilers podcast, I had on Kyle Higgins. Kyle Higgins is the writer of a fantastic series over at Image Comics called Radiant Black. If you're a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan, if you are a fan of Invincible, then you will want to check out Radiant Black. They just finished up, I think, their third or fourth year of storytelling with this big Catalyst War. And next month, issue 31 comes out that kind of picks up the pieces from this big war and continues a brand new story arc. So go look for the Major Spoilers podcast where I interview Kyle Higgins. It is fantastic. You just passed it there on the site. Oops, scroll down.
Oh,
Scott.
you're on the YouTube. That's not real. That's not real time. Hold on.
Yeah. But it's right. It's like the very first Major Spoilers podcast when you see down at the bottom under podcast.
Oh, down here.
You'll be able to. Yeah, right there. It's the one with the Radiant Black figure on it.
The little on the left.
Yeah.
Where am I?
You had it.
Yeah.
So,
go check it out. It is a fantastic interview. The fact that when a lot of the Radiant Black universe spins out of his college thesis film that he did, studying under the great Tom Mankiewicz, was his advisor. Tom Mankiewicz, yes, related to that Mankiewicz of
the
Kane fame. Yep.
Yeah.
But also the scriptwriter of the Superman movie.
No way. It's
so
a new
it is a fascinating discussion, and I would encourage people to go check that out. It's the Major Spoilers podcast.
What'd you think of that new teaser yesterday? It looked pretty good.
Yeah, it does. It looks really good. I don't know what people are complaining about. I guess it's the internet, and people are going to complain.
Are people complaining again? What are they complaining about this time?
Oh, that what is his name? Corn Sweet's face is all too CGI'd in the flying scene, and it looks dumb, and they need to fix it.
Huge disagree. It looks amazing, and I don't think it's CG. By the way, I think it's just him.
No, it's not. James Gunn is like, you don't know what you're talking about. This is the real shot.
I don't know if I can handle these people. I'm so done with the Snyderverse people and anyone who looks at anything and says, like, what do you find joy in? I want to talk to those people and say, what do you actually like?
They have no joy in their lives. And I've told people before, and anybody that wants to be a podcaster out there, if you trade in hate and vileness, that morally weakens your soul and does not make you a good person. So don't make that your stock and trade for your podcasting. It's fun to have a legitimate complaint, but if your whole thing is they did this and therefore the whole industry is bad or blah 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 blah.
The problem is
people get so tired of listening to that immediately you'll get one or two listeners at the start, and then people will trail off. And
I hope so. It seems like negative sells. Like most of the big YouTube channels, all they do is talk shit, and they get the most views.
But not with longevity, hopefully.
No, but that's the problem. In 3-4 years, they'll have nobody. And then they'll be like, oh, guys, come on, I need to have some money because I bought a Lamborghini and I didn't think ahead.
Right. I thought I could afford it. All right. Well, Steven, it's always a pleasure.
Yep.
I got these Kirkland.
Stay hydrated, everybody.
Yeah, we got to stay hydrated. Drink your Kirkland Crooked bottles, everybody.
I got to pee.
Bye now.
Just talking about it.
Yeah, made him have to pee. It's not what you expect. All right. That's it for that. Hey, we got a quick phone call we're going to play from a listener.
Sure.
This is about my bad gummy in Vegas. And
yeah.
Here's what we got. This is from
Dark Times.
Who's from this? Tom, I think is his name. Here we go.
Hey, Frog Pants. This is Sippy from Virginia for Scott and Brian for the morning stream. Scott's talked a lot about his experience with that bad gummy in Vegas and having Tom Merritt chaperone him around Vegas. There's a term for that I think you might be interested in. It's called trip sitting. Basically, you were trip sat by Claire and Tom when you were having the really bad gummy situation. And as somebody who has done some trip sitting for various drug-using friends and other kind of stuff, it's something that you may look at for encouraging people to trip sit their friends when they're having a bad time, kind of babysit them, make sure they stay out of trouble, and help them deal with being on a trip or being trip sat. If that's the past tense phrase. anyway, just thought you might be interested in trip sitting.
That is 100% what that was. I was trip sitting.
Yeah, that's a great term. I love it.
I like that a lot.
By the way, the first second of his call, he sounded like he was going to ask if it was too early for a fish sandwich. Or just the beginning of his call.
Again.
Hey.
Hold on. Now we got to do them side by side because that's frickin' funny. Hold on. Where is it? No. Hold on. Where is it? Where the hell is it? Is this it? Okay, there it is. Now, I'm going to copy that over. We're going to put them side by side. All right, here we go. This is too funny not to do it. All right.
Hey.
Sippy, we love you, man. Thanks for calling in. We're laughing with you. Yeah,
I know. That's amazing. We're laughing near you. It's all fine.
Yes.
Yeah, Tom and Claire were absolutely trip sitting me, and it was great, and I really appreciate them for that. So thank you for that. I will never, ever take that brand or type of gummy again.
Yeah. No more sativa.
No more sativa.
Sativa, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sativa should stand for sit and
Sure.
via trip to hell or something. Anyway.
Right.
I know other people, like, that's what Fletcher slow dosed on that all week. Like, he's fine with it. He loves it. Or, he just kept, he was staying at a certain level all the time. So he would always like build back up to it. And it's that kind he likes. It's just different physiology. You know, I couldn't do it.
Different physiology affects people differently. And now you know. And you were in a very safe place when you took it with having a bunch of people that could help trip sit you. So.
Yeah, it was great. And having you guys, a bunch of you were up in the air. And those who were on the ground were keeping that fine. And that took long enough.
That's right. When a lot of us were up getting our, trying to get the most drinks into our bodies in the bar car of the high roller.
You were having your own trip sitting going on up in there.
That's right. Exactly.
Quick note, today at noon, Carter and I will sit down for a Monday show. Check that out live at frogpants.tv. That's today at noon on a Monday for the Monday show. So that will be today. Check that out.
A Monday show on a Monday. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Last week we had a holiday, so we bumped it. And it's always weird doing it on a Tuesday. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Anyway, big week because tomorrow we got Greg Street's show. This weekend, instance with Bobby. What else is going on? It's a big week. There's plenty of content. You're going to all be sick of us.
Plus all the regulars like Film Sack and...
Yeah, all that shit is happening, whether you like it or not. Coverville, Core, all of it. Brian, we're out of here. Frogpants.com/TMS is the place to go to get all your stuff. Get your final submissions in for the TMS Film Festival. You only got, let's see, where's my calendar? You only have, 4 days? 3 days? 3 days? What day is it? 27th. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. You have 4 days.
4 days.
Including, if you count today, 4.5. So
there you go.
4 days to get them in by the 31st. That's the last you can submit them. It's also the last time you can get Brian Sessions' Film Sack CD thing.
All my parody songs for Film Sack. 4 days, folks.
We're almost all out of those little bits. Those ones and zeros are almost out. So hurry up and get those. But yeah, exactly. For sure, get your film stuff in because we're going to be judging those soon. Those prizes will be yours, but you have to enter to do it. There's still time. It's only a 30-second film festival. You don't have to plan a 2-hour movie.
Right.
30 seconds. In fact, it's the rule. You can only do 30 seconds. So anyway.
Yeah.
That is going to... Yeah, exactly. That's going to do it for us. Brian, let's get out of here with a song.
Yeah, Shane or Style in chat wrote and said, Scott and Brian, I'm submitting this late, so I apologize. I've been listening since the very beginning, listening to Scott since the Instance days, the original Instance days, but I've never requested a song. My birthday was January 24th, but since that's on a Friday and I'm submitting this request late, play whenever you have a gap. I'm a pilot and I've always loved the songs Learning to Fly or Learn to Fly by both Pink Floyd and Foo Fighters. I play the Pink Floyd version whenever I want to illustrate to my kids what it actually feels like to fly a plane, and I'm requesting a cover of either version whenever you get a chance. This coming birthday is my 47th trip around the landing pattern, and for some reason it's the first I haven't wanted to celebrate. I usually travel in the Attention, most pilots do, or I'm sorry, Revel in the Attention. I want to go Rebel, but no, I usually revel in the Attention. Most pilots do, but this year for some reason it's different. As everyone else says, I appreciate you guys in the community more than you know. Can I get a tender crisp bacon cheddar ranch ship's phasers?
Oh my gosh, you can do both those things because I was just there. Here we go.
I know. I remember you saying that.
Right here.
The tender crisp bacon cheddar ranch.
Let's test the ship's phasers.
There you go.
Perfect. Shane or Style when he's in the tadpole. Well, happy birthday, Style. Hope you had a great 47th. Maybe you'll get a happy Dersh Day clip too.
Oh, we can give you that.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, hope you have a very happy Dersh Day. How about a cover of the Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly? This is a single that was released by Monovision. I've played a bunch of different covers of this song. This is one of my favorites that I've played on the show. I have played it before, but years and years and years ago. So whatever. Monovision and Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly.
Frog in pants. How's that for a visual? Find more amazing at frogpants.com.
It's going to be a gall dang turkey shoot.
Yeah, it is.
Gall dang it.
Gall dang turkey.